What is up, YouTube and everybody else? Because this may end up on other spots besides just YouTube.
Yeah, it might. But what's up, everybody?
It's been a minute, so we gotta go ahead and give you the introduction.
Yeah, I'm still King Drake though. Nothing changed. I'm still me.
And this is the original Renaissance man, Devon Division.
Yeah, we've been busy as hell.
Yeah, we've been meaning to do a lot of videos. There's been a couple times where we actually want to do videos. I don't know why I'm still wearing that. I was wearing headphones. Honestly, I guess technically we could do some reactions, but they would probably just hear our voices.
Yeah. We don't even need to wear headphones.
Yeah, we were actually planning on doing some videos, but we ended up doing other shit, and so we weren't able to upload stuff. Like, we were about to do a review of the Star Wars movie.
Yeah, we still have to talk about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that we actually have to talk about.
Yeah, I think you actually went home, like, right after that movie.
I did. That's how sad I was.
Anyway, this is the first podcast. We may have more of them, but as of right now, this is just a one-time thing, like pretty much just a one-off.
We're just going to see where it goes from
here. I don't want to make any promises because we just now were able to get together for the first time in like months, so I don't want to sit here and say we're going to have this like every week or anything. So just think of this as a treat for all of our fans that have been waiting for us to upload something, but we haven't really had a chance to do it. So just look forward to, any type of uploads we can do. And if we happen to have another podcast come up, just look at that as icing on the cake. So
yeah. So
the first thing we want to go ahead and talk about is something that I'm sure you've been itching to get off your chest. That is the Star Wars: The Last Jedi movie. This is our review. So go ahead, King Draco.
It was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was the worst fucking. It's like no. Let me be realistic. So I'm a Star Wars fan, like everybody else. I was a fan of the first three. Listen, I'm actually not of a fan of episode 1 through 3. I have to be honest with you. Like,
so in other words, you're saying you are okay with them.
I'm okay with them. I'm okay that they exist. Some people wish they don't exist. I'm okay that they exist.
I mean, they have their good moments and everything. I'm not gonna sit here and be like that they're abominations or anything like that, but
some people just say we
didn't like them.
Right. Some people say we didn't need to know about Darth Vader's childhood. Okay, that's your opinion, though. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I know.
Yeah. I think the thing that a lot of people give the prequels a lot of like flack for is kind of like the opposite of why I don't like The Last Jedi. Because a lot of people, whenever they bring up the prequels, they always talk about like the acting, and things like that. In a lot of cases, it was mainly the director's fault. The reason why the acting was so bad. I mean, anytime you got Samuel L. Jackson sound like talking like a robot, that the direction wasn't really too great. But the main problem I had with The Last Jedi wasn't the acting. Like, there's a lot of things I don't like about Rey's character, but the acting isn't one of them. Daisy Ridley, she did a good job as far as like portraying the character.
Yeah.
But
the acting is great.
Yeah.
It's the
writing.
The writing, and it's how we're on Star Wars Episode 8.
Episode 8. All the questions that we had leading up, like pretty much the main questions for the trilogy, like who was Rey's parents, the questions about Luke, we got questions about Leia, we got questions about what's going to happen with the Jedis and all that.
Yeah.
He pretty much killed every single question in Part 8. So the only thing we have to look forward to in Part 9 is Rey fighting Kylo.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Rey has already beaten Kylo. So my question is,
twice.
What's to look forward to?
She's beat him twice.
Yeah. Like what are we looking forward to in Episode 9? Like Episode 9, there's nothing to look forward to.
Unless the bad guy wins.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like that's the only way they can fix this is by having Rey
die.
Yeah.
Killing her character off. Being Like for real. And then, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. What does that mean?
Oh, it means they killed off fucking Luke. That's what it means.
What
Spoilers, by the way. They just freaking took Luke out. I mean, you got this dude that. First of all, let's go through the story, just to knock all the stuff, all the little like loose ends that they just so happen to burn the hell off. Let's go ahead and just kill all this shit right now. First of all. I didn't even know what the fuck a Mary Sue was until people started talking about Rey. And for those that don't know, a Mary Sue is a character that is pretty much like perfect. Yeah. It's usually a girl character, but that's why they call her a Mary Sue. They have a name for guy characters that are like that also. Anyway, you got this girl. When you compare her to Luke Skywalker, you see why she's a Mary Sue. Luke Skywalker, the first time he picks up a lightsaber is when he's practicing with those training droids and he gets zapped over and over again because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Right.
The first time Rey picks up a lightsaber and uses it like to defend herself, she beats a fucking Sith Lord.
Beats his ass.
A dude that's been trained for years under one of the greatest Jedi of all time, Luke Skywalker. He gets his ass handed to him by not only Rey, but Finn, who also his first time picking up a lightsaber. And we're supposed to take the dude seriously. And don't get me wrong, if you want to make it like a coming of age story with Kylo Ren where he doesn't know what he's doing and then he works his way up, that's fine. But don't sit here and have the dude train for years only to get his ass handed to him by a person that just picked up a damn lightsaber to begin with.
That's true.
And then her first time actually like using the Force isn't like, for instance, Luke's first time using the Force, he can barely he can barely force pull a lightsaber into his hand when he's hanging upside down on Hoth from that abominable slow man looking thing.
Yeah.
Like that's his first time using the Force, and even that was a struggle. Like
they just tried to make Rey like some type of prodigy.
She has no struggle. She has no freaking struggle.
But here's the thing, though. How can her parents just be nobodies?
That's another thing.
It doesn't make any Star Wars sense.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that there are other people out there that are Force sensitive, and it could possibly be that there was a kid that, when she was younger, she was like Force sensitive, and she had like gotten used to it. I mean, Anakin came out of nowhere too. And I know they got this whole Jesus story about how the Force supposedly gave birth to Anakin or some bullshit like that. But anyway, like
that's deep.
Yeah, like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said that the Force itself created Anakin or something like that as like a balance kind of, or something. It's something like that. So I understand that there could be kids out there. As a matter of fact, at the end of this movie, they had a kid that was Force sensitive that they showed, and I'm pretty sure he's not tied to the Skywalkers in any way.
That's true.
So
so you think that they're gonna just follow that narrative?
I mean, even if they do, what was the point of building it up? Like,
yeah,
if you're gonna make it so that she's not anybody's like kid, you didn't have to bring that up. Like, you didn't even have to ask the question of like, what are her parents?
You could have told us that shit in episode 7. They could have told us that in episode 7.
Yeah, like they could have like got killed the mystery right then and there. Like, what's the point of building it up to the next movie?
But her touching that lightsaber and her having those visions and shit.
Yeah,
so we all were hyped for episode 8 because we were like, oh shit, we're about to find out some shit.
I mean, it's possible that they could have like went out of their way and said pretty much like, well, maybe Kylo was lying to her. It's possible they could have done that. But my thing is, like, why even build up the question? Like, nobody was really asking who is she related to until after the movie came out and they had those questions. Then that's when everybody had the videos and stuff like that of who could her parents be, and everybody was questioning as far as, like, is she Kylo's sister?
And that's what I thought the whole time.
Related to...
I thought that they were related.
Yeah, is she related to Han Solo or Luke or anything like that?
She could be related to one of the other Jedi Luke was training.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, here's the thing. Basically, Star Wars Episode 8 to me, I felt like it was like it felt like an off-brand Star Wars movie, like the way Rogue One was. That's what Star Wars Episode 8 felt like.
For me, Rogue One was better.
Okay, but Rogue One was a good movie because first off, we already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And because we knew what it was going to be. So it's like
it didn't have any
it was a war movie. Yeah, it didn't have any expectations. It was just a good Star Wars movie.
Yeah, like you.
But Star Wars Episode 8 reminds me of Rogue One. And to me, that's bad because that's the main storyline movie. It's not supposed to be a Star Wars story. It's supposed to be the main.
I've heard people identify it as like a fan fiction movie, like it was a movie made by a fan. Only thing is that fan didn't know what the fuck he was talking about or doing.
Yeah. Because like it wasn't just that. There was a lot of pointless things in the movie.
Yeah. Like something else I wanted to add. Question: why the hell was Luke so adamant on killing Kylo? Because he had a vision that the dude was going to do something bad. You want to know somebody that actually did some bad shit? Darth Vader. But you know what? Luke still saw the good in him and spent the entire movie trying to bring the good out of him. Now, don't get me wrong. There were times when Luke slipped up and was actually thinking about killing him. Like, especially like at the end of Episode 6 when he went off on him because Darth Vader was talking about bringing Leia to the dark side and he got mad and like almost killed him. Yeah. But Luke stopped himself, and like after the Emperor tried to like entice Luke into the dark side by killing Darth Vader, Luke was able to stop himself and then realize that there's still good in him. So you mean to tell me that this Sith Lord that had spent decades just destroying people and killing people and had no problem doing it, and completely turned his back to the light side of the Force, now all of a sudden Luke just sees a glimpse of darkness in his nephew and thinks, hey, Leia, remember that son that you entrusted me to protect and bring to the way of the Jedi and things like that? Yeah, I'm going to kill him in his sleep because I had a nightmare.
And then, like, he hesitated to kill him.
Yeah.
And Kylo just went the fuck off.
What was the point of that?
Blew him away, and then killed everybody else.
Yeah, what was the point of that? We all had visions of killing people, okay? Every one of us had visions of killing somebody before. But usually we do it, like, in our beds, relaxed. Like, we don't go up to the person we're thinking of harming and just stand over them with a knife. And then we just said, change our minds.
Like, people don't do that.
Anybody out there that's had an idea of, like, fighting anybody or anything like that, you never just walked up to them with you biting your lip and shit, just like
I'm gonna get this motherfucker,
and then change your mind. Like nobody does that.
Nah. And there's a lot of other things. What was the point in Rey even going to Luke?
That is another thing. Please explain to me.
Please explain to me.
What kind of training did she have? What training did she have?
What did she learn? Is she a better fighter?
The entire movie, all she spent was trying to get Luke to train her. She finally convinces Luke to train her. All he does is have her sit on a rock and visualize the Force. She sees the dark side. Luke says, hell no, I'm not having none of this because I've seen this before and I know where it leads. He runs off, which he shouldn't have done again, which was a stupid move.
Right.
And then after that, like, she's practicing with a lightsaber by herself against some rocks. And then that's it. Like Luke doesn't teach her anything at all.
And then the scrolls. What the fuck are the scrolls? What are the Jedi scrolls?
I guess it's supposed to be like the ancient, like not ancient scrolls, but the scrolls that the Jedi had before Order 66 and everything else that happened. I'm guessing they were able to preserve them and like keep them hidden from the dark, like from the Empire and shit like that. But I mean, it doesn't really explain how Yoda was able to destroy them, because I'm pretty sure Force ghosts don't have the power to do stuff like that. If they did, then they should have done something all the other times when the freaking galaxy was in danger. Like, there was nothing stopping Obi-Wan Kenobi from helping Luke beat the goddamn Emperor and Darth Vader.
Yeah. It's crazy. A lot of things about The Last Jedi. Let me think of something else. Oh, the casino scene.
Yeah. Pointless.
The pointless. Had nothing to do with the movie at all. They went there for a goal. They didn't get the goal, and then they got kidnapped. And it was just worse. And
let's talk about the 3 plots that this movie was trying to portray. First of all, you had the casino scene, which was just a side story that led to nothing.
It was a side story. Business. Oh,
well, it did lead to something.
They wanted us to know. They wanted us to basically know that the Empire's money paid for that place.
Also, the whole reason they went there was to try to get the Keymaster, or whatever the hell his name was.
Yes.
Who, by the way, showed up for a second at a craps table and then disappeared because they found somebody else that could do the job. The goddamn person the whole reason why they even went there was because there was a slow speed chase. There was an OJ style slow speed chase with the rebels and the goddamn I'm gonna call them the Empire, even though they're named something different. I don't care because they're the damn Empire. Yeah. So they're in this slow speed chase where the goddamn rebels can't go into light speed because if they do, then the Empire will be able to blow them up in light speed because they can track them in light speed or something like that. But at the same time, they can't stop because the Empire is chasing after them, and they're going to end up running out of fuel at some point. So they're sitting here cruising through space with the Empire right behind them, cruising behind them. They're at just a safe enough distance so that the lasers couldn't shoot them because they were too far away for the lasers to reach. But they weren't far enough to get away. So in order for them to get away, they had to find a way to hack into the Empire's ship to get it to stop or something like that. I completely forgot why they were.
They had to hack into the ship so they couldn't follow them at light speed.
Yeah, because there was a way to track them in light speed. Yeah. So they were trying to find a way to disable that tracking ability.
Yeah.
So they talked to the old alien woman from the last movie that showed Rey, like Luke Skywalker,
and she was fighting
lightsaber and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was talking about how there's this Keymaster guy that knew pretty much everything and was able to get into the Empire ship and disable that tracking thing. So she talked this dude up to be like one of the greatest people of all time. Apparently he's also great at like sex too, because she was definitely throwing some innuendo out there about how great he is at everything, and she meant wink wink everything.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
We go to this casino with Finn and this other chick that is, I guess, a fan of his. She was like this fangirl pretty much, but she was also working for the rebels.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ignore the whole Finn trying to escape and all other stuff because even though
what about Finn and old girl?
Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
The Keymaster, they find the Keymaster, like I say, he's at the crap table. They meet him for a second, but then they immediately get chased off because they either get recognized or they cause some type of uproar or something, and they end up getting kicked out of the casino. So we don't see the guy after that ever again. Like, he was only on screen for a second. And then they get thrown in jail, and they just so happen to get thrown in a cell with a guy that can unlock the goddamn tracking thing. Or
just so happens.
Yeah. So what was the point of talking about how great this goddamn Keymaster guy is if anybody else can do his damn job?
Like a random person can just do his job.
Yeah, like this
and
guy.
That random person just so happened to be a bad person.
Yeah, because he betrayed him. Why the hell did he betray him? Like, what did he get out of it, really? Like, they paid him off. And
well, they got kidnapped. And here's the thing. How did he know to even trust them? He could have just gave them the information and then killed him.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is stupid because, I mean, the dude betrays him and ends up getting paid by the Empire. But my question is, like, what comes out of it? Because you don't see the dude again. He just disappears with the money.
I know.
There's no type of, like, payoff to that. And what comes out of it is the Empire, like, they find out that the woman from Jurassic Park, well, I think her name was like Laura Dern, I think.
Don't call her.
Matter of fact, I'm not on camera right now, so I can pull out my phone and look at her name. But I'm pretty sure it's Laura Dern.
Don't say the woman from Jurassic Park.
I will call her the woman from Jurassic
Just
Park.
call her the woman.
That is the
with
one thing that the Jurassic Park series has. Do not take this away from them. Jurassic Park 1 was a fucking classic. But
they had a long neck. She had a long neck in that movie.
Yeah, but at least she was like one of the few characters that was realistic. Everybody else was like caricatures.
And why didn't they kill Princess Leia?
Oh, they tried to, but apparently she's fucking Superman.
Because, like, all of a sudden she's just able to use the Force?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, her name is Laura Dern. But, yeah, Laura Dern, she has this plan to, while they're in their little slow speed chase, they're going to jump inside of the escape vessels and sneak onto this nearby planet while the Empire is chasing down the main ship. And she doesn't explain this to nobody.
No.
So the whole reason they're looking for the Keymaster is because that's Poe's plan to stop the ship. So if she would have told them that she had this plan with the escape pods, none of this would have happened. So if she would have explained it, Finn wouldn't have been out there looking for the Keymaster and trying to find a way to sneak onto the Empire ship, which, by the way, they end up getting on. And also, that's what led Rey to the goddamn Empire ship, because they sent a distress signal or whatever, and they were trying to hurry up and get in and out because they knew that if the distress signal went out while they were still on the ship, it's going to end up bringing Rey, and they didn't want Rey to end up coming because they knew it could end up being a trap or some shit. So if she would have explained anything about what her plan was, they wouldn't have went onto the Empire ship, and they wouldn't have had the situation that they did where fucking Snoke ends up dying, which we'll get to that as well. But before Snoke dies, he ends up luring Rey and everybody else onto the ship through force powers or some shit, and half the damn rebels end up dying because the guy who was supposed to be the Keymaster, or the replacement Keymaster, ends up betraying them and telling them about their plan about escaping to the nearby planet. So they end up shooting the ships one by one while Rey's sitting there watching it happen. And Poe ends up getting captured. And the girl that was with him ends up getting captured. Not Poe, Finn. He ends up getting captured. The woman with him gets captured. Yeah, Rose. She ends up getting captured with him. And that's when the battering laser ran.
People like Rose.
I think she was okay. I don't have a problem with Rose.
I don't have a problem with her, but to me, her character was pointless as well.
I mean,
I don't think she added anything to the story either.
I mean, true. The only real thing she added to the story was when they went to the casinos, she was able to relate to the slave kids that were there.
Yeah.
And she, for some stupid reason, possibly attempted to risk her life to save Finn, who was going to risk his life to stop the battering laser ram from breaking into the rebels' base on the planet. The only thing that was like keeping them from getting attacked by the Empire while they were on that planet.
Yeah.
So Finn's about to have this heroic sacrifice, and she ends up saving him. And then like he asks her why does she do it, and she says some bullshit about, oh well, sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself for the things you love or something like that.
Some bullshit.
And
then kisses.
Finds out, oh, they have a romantic relationship. Even Finn looked surprised by this. He was like, wait a minute, what the hell?
Like, no, I like Rey.
I think she improvising. Like, I think this chick trying to get an Oscar or something. Like she over here adding stuff to the damn story.
Like everybody knows Finn loves Rey.
I don't know if he loves her, but
he loves her.
He has more of a relationship with her than Rose did.
Listen, Rose, when her ass wakes up, she's in for a rude fucking wake. Because Finn is not... Listen, did you see how Rey was looking at Rose when Finn was over there? Did you see how... Rey didn't like that shit either. Rey likes Finn too. Like, let's not get it messed up. The feeling's mutual. Like, they both like each other.
Is it just me, or am I the only one that assumes that Rey might not be just straight up after dudes?
Damn, you think she...
It's possible. I mean,
she has a chance to be a lesbo Jedi?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, I'm not saying anything wrong with that, because some of my favorite content that's come out so far has had lesbian main characters, like The Legend of Korra and Steve Universe and stuff like that. Like,
no, I'm not saying anything
so
wrong.
I'm assuming, like, I mean, with everything that has been going on in media, with like I said, The Legend of Korra and things like that, it wouldn't surprise me, and I think that it would also be more like refreshing to have a main character that doesn't have to follow that same trope of like, oh, I need to find a prince or some shit like that.
But what girl?
I don't know. I was just saying it's possible that maybe there isn't anything there.
Okay. I think Finn would be upset by that. Because like I said, I think Finn wants... But, can we go to Snoke real quick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can go ahead.
All right, so...
Let it loose.
So here's the thing. You have this guy, right? That we don't even see his full fucking face in the first movie.
Yeah. They hit him very well.
They hit him. Because they wanted to build up.
All we knew was that he was a dark side.
We thought he was huge, by the way.
He was a dark side force user from the other side of the galaxy or something like that. That's all we know about him.
Episode 8, we're like, oh shit, we finally see Snoke. Oh shit.
And then when he finally shows up, he's in this Hugh Hefner smoking jacket, and like he looks like he has his own bachelor pad. Like,
yeah, like, and then he's an asshole to Kylo Ren. Like, basically calls him a bitch. Like,
I'd be willing to forgive him for that, because Kylo Ren is kind of a bitch.
I mean, but still, though, like, the Emperor wasn't talking shit to Darth Vader.
Kind of. He had his moments. He definitely... Well, I'm going mainly off of, like, comic books and stuff. Because, like, there's a... Like, after Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader... You know, the whole no scene.
Yeah.
He in the comic books, it does say that like immediately after that, he finds out that Padme died. He force chokes the Emperor, and the Emperor immediately like hits him with the lightning, and he tells him like, this new suit I made you is more sensitive to lightning, so I can easily kill you. So don't get it twisted. Like, don't think that for a second, oh, you're more powerful than me. I can kill you at any moment. So he kind of always has that over Darth Vader.
Wow. His suit is sensitive to lighting?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Like, they say that, like, that suit takes away, like, half of his powers. Like, Anakin is always at, like, a handicap because that suit, they say, is always, like, painful. Like, it always agitates him in some way. And it has weaknesses. Like, there are, like, the buttons on the suit, there are buttons on his suit that can literally turn off his life support. Like, the whole thing that lets him breathe and everything, the button's just right there. So he can, anybody that's fighting him, if they go for those buttons, they can easily take him out.
That's the dumbest flaw.
I mean, the whole reason he made that flaw was so he can have control over Darth Vader. Because, like, Darth Vader is stronger than the Emperor if he has his full abilities. So he does that as, like, a way of keeping him under control. Which is fucked up because the suit looks good. I like the way the suit looked. Honestly, I like Darth Vader's look.
I mean, it's like a fucking. It's like a damn. What am I thinking about? The Darth Vader suit is like, it represents so much. Like you can't just say like, I don't fuck with the suit. Like, his suit represents so much of propaganda.
Yeah, the best thing about this movie is it did get me more into Star Wars,
and pop
because
culture.
I started looking up why I thought this movie was stupid. Even though at the time I was trying to justify it to myself that The Last Jedi was okay. And I will give you credit. You were the only one that when you came out of the movie theater, you were like, bro, is it just me? And I'm like, it's okay, you know, the movie's cool. And you're like, I don't know, I don't really like it.
Yeah, bro, that's what I definitely thought, bro. Like, when I walked out the movie theater, like, I definitely was like, I'm looking around and I'm like, damn, did anybody else like this movie? Like, cause I'm over here tripping in the movie. I'm in the movie theater thinking, probably towards the end, when Kylo Ren was fighting Luke at the end, that's when I realized I literally hated the movie. Because I started thinking like, wow, I'm pretty sure the movie's about to end.
Yeah, we're still not even done with it because there's still more plot holes that need to be explained.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, the movie's about to end. And I'm like, bro, I didn't get any of my questions answered. I'm like,
let me ask the question real quick. What was the point of Luke coming through as a ghost to fight, or not even to fight, but even to stall Kylo Ren? Because that's why he was there, to stall them so they can escape.
Right.
Why did he come through to stall them if it meant that he was going to die in the end? Like, what's the point of having a Force ghost if he's going to die anyway? Why didn't Luke just come back and, like...
I don't think he had a way to leave the island.
He had a X-Wing. It showed an X-Wing in the water.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
He could have easily...
I thought that he couldn't leave the island.
I mean,
Wait. How do you know the X-Wing could fly, though?
Well, because Yoda did the exact same shit in Episode 6. Like, they were in Dagobah, and one of the training for Luke was his X-Wing got in that swamp, and Yoda force lifted the X-Wing out of the water. And Luke used that to fly back to where were they fighting at? I forgot what planet. Was it Cloud City? I think it was Cloud City.
I think it was Cloud City.
So he flew back there and fought against Darth Vader, and that's when he found out that Darth Vader was his dad and everything. So he definitely could have gotten... I mean, I don't know how long the X-Wing was underwater, so I can't really say whether like completely it was functional or not, but we've seen it submerged and it was able to come back and still be functional. So
I mean, okay, so he does go there, right? And then remember what Luke said, if you strike me down here, I'll be more powerful than ever. The same shit that Obi said.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
so it would make even more sense. No, to your point.
I mean, if they're doing Force lightning and shit like Yoda could do, then yeah.
It would make more sense that, you know, the same thing what you said, Luke would be there to get killed by Kylo Ren.
Yeah. I mean, the only explanation they could possibly say is it's faster for Luke to project his image across the galaxy than it is for him to fly across the galaxy. That's the only explanation I could see for why Luke decided to use a Force ghost. But again, why would he sacrifice himself like that? I would have rather have seen him like actually be there and fight.
You saw Mark Hamill's face, right? When he saw the end of Star Wars.
Yeah, Mark Hamill hates the movie. He lets you know over and over again that he doesn't
like you saw his face.
He said that this isn't his Luke. He said that this is Ray Johnson's Luke or Ryan Johnson's Luke. He says it like, "Hey, this is their thing."
Yeah.
Also, another thing, if Luke came back as a ghost, does that mean that the little bead thing, the dice thing he gave to Leia, was that fake?
No, the one Leia has is real. The one that Kylo picked up
Luke gave her some dice things. I'm guessing that's like a memento or something that she may have gave him or something. So was he able to carry?
Oh no! I lied. That's fake.
So he faked her out? He gave her a fake memento?
No. See, here's the thing. Dang, the dice. I think somebody has the dice. Somebody has the real dice.
Luke had them.
I think Luke. Yeah, I'm about to say. I thought Luke had the real dice.
Yeah, and he gave something to Leia that was.
Okay, so let's just say those are the real ones then.
So was the ghost able to carry real stuff?
Yeah.
So Luke couldn't like pack in a couple, like grab a couple, like okay, maybe he didn't have blasters on him, but Luke could have grabbed some other stuff and helped in some other way. Like
which one in the fight?
I mean, hell, Leia could use the Force. Luke ain't got a spare lightsaber around somewhere he can hand to her.
I don't know. I don't even know why Luke fought Kylo Ren.
I would have liked to have seen Luke use his powers in a way that was badass. Because this is the last time we saw Luke, he was just now becoming like a full-fledged Jedi. I would have liked to have seen the progress between Episode 6 and now. Because Luke, in the extended universe before Disney bought the series, he was one of the strongest Jedi, bar none, in the galaxy. He was able to do things that like would be considered like almost god level.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to have seen like during that situation if he would have like used his power to like destroy some of those AT-ATs or whatever, like destroy a bunch of them at once.
That would have been great though, Devon, in a good movie. In a good movie, in a good Star Wars movie.
I mean, all Luke did was he walked out, the AT-AT shot at him. He dusted his shirt off, even though the fact that he's a ghost means that's irrelevant because, like, how... Okay.
He wasn't even there.
Yeah, like, it would have been one thing if he was there and didn't take damage. That would be like, oh, okay, well, this dude ain't playing no games. But the whole time, he knew he was an image. So that goddamn shoulder brush stuff was just stupid.
Listen, this is what we get without J.J. Abrams and George Lucas. I know that sounds crazy, but George Lucas makes better movies
Than Ray Johnson. I mean, than Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, he makes better movies than Ryan Johnson. Yes, I'll agree with that.
Because J.J. Abrams, at least, first off, there wasn't enough Star Wars in Star Wars. No, I lied. There was enough Star Wars. Was there enough Star Wars?
Bro, there was more.
There was more Star Wars.
There was more O.J. Simpson chase scene than there was Star Wars in this movie because the whole movie was just a damn slow speed chase.
And then that's another thing. What the? We're on Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to tell me that like after this long of a fight, like, to me it just would seem like the Empire wouldn't be this strong.
Bro, actually, I would actually reverse that. I'm surprised the Empire is so weak to the point where it disappeared and another entity took its place. Because last I checked, the only thing that happened to the Empire was they lost a couple Death Stars.
They lost their leaders.
I mean, okay, they lost the Emperor and Darth Vader.
After you lose the Emperor,
you can easily get somebody else to replace him. I mean, you don't have to be a Sith Lord, but you can have somebody fill in that position. So you kill the two top people and all of a sudden the entire thing just dies? Let me tell you right now, if you were to take out the president and the vice president, America's not going to fucking crumble into the goddamn ocean and disappear.
I mean, but like, they're going to... No.
They don't have a system put in place in case the two top leaders happen to die. This is who would take over.
I mean, it's different. The Emperor is like... To be the top, you have to be like a Sith Lord, though.
The Emperor technically ain't really do anything other than give orders. I mean, that's no different than anybody else in that position could have done.
But the Emperor and Darth Vader could kill everybody.
Could, but they didn't. The only time they ever did anything was if there was a Jedi involved.
I mean, but think about it, though. Like, they're not just normal leaders, though. Like, they're leaders that could kill their henchmen.
But they didn't have to.
They didn't have to, but
the
Empire
Empire
like
already ruled the galaxy. The rebels were out like this little ragtag group of people that were fighting against them.
And then
the Empire technically already won.
You trying to tell me she was a rebel for 30 years?
Yeah, she's still a rebel. Because apparently the Empire disappeared, and then the new Empire that came up somehow took over the galaxy again. Or at least in some way they would have had to. Otherwise, there's no point calling the other group rebels.
And then here's another thing. In Episode 7, they made a giant Death Star, right?
Yeah, a planet-sized. Not even the old Empire made a moon-sized Death Star. This was a freaking planet with a gun on it.
So this is what kills me about this new one, right? So did the Empire just give up on their Death Star ideas?
Well, they made 2 and they both got blown up. So I'm assuming they just thought, well, maybe this just ain't cut out for...
They made 3. In the entire life of the Empire, they made 3 Death Stars.
If you want to include the planet-sized one.
I'm including the planet-sized one.
Yeah, I put an asterisk next to that because technically that wasn't the Empire. Well, I guess the new Empire that's running now is like an extension of the Empire because I'm pretty sure everybody that was in the Empire didn't just, like, as soon as they heard that Darth Vader and Darth Sidious died, just dropped their badges like, oh, well, we're done. Right. I'm pretty sure they went to the new group, so.
And Kylo Ren is not a good leader
He is
for another reason.
Kylo Ren.
He stopped all military action to fight Luke. When that's not the goal. The goal is to get rid of the entire shit. You have a personal vendetta against Luke.
My thing is he's supposed to grow as a character. That's what I've heard about. He's supposed to become more of a powerful, intimidating character. He's gotten worse.
I know.
Since the series has gotten started. When we first saw him, he was intimidating. He had a good look to him, and like you thought he was a badass. When episode 7 was first announced and they had trailers and stuff like that, you cannot tell me that your image of Kylo Ren was worse than it is now. He was a better character during those trailers and stuff than he is now.
Even in the beginning of the movie in Star Wars Episode 7,
yes.
when he caught the fucking laser shot.
Yeah.
We all thought like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's worse now than he was then.
Yeah.
Like,
because like it's like I don't know, through that whole movie, him killing his dad, which was the stupidest decision.
It's like ever since he took his mask off, he just got worse and worse.
and then Snoke said and then Snoke really made him take his mask off. Snoke made him destroy his mask.
They destroyed the mask. The one good quality that this character had. Like the one thing that made him, I mean, even though he wore the mask because they were saying he's like a wannabe Darth Vader, it's still something that made him unique. That mask is what separated Kylo Ren from everybody else.
And that's what Snoke said. He said, I thought I was getting the next Vader. He said, but he said some disrespectful shit.
They supposedly had him destroy the mask because they were trying to say, oh, well, he's not the next Vader. He's his own character. But you took the mask off of him. Now we don't care who he is.
Right. Now we really don't, like, at all. And it's just like, oh, okay, let's go back to the Snoke fight scene real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Those red warriors, right?
Yeah.
Weren't they were supposed to be super strong.
Yeah, and Rey killed them.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like, easy. They wiped out the whole fucking floor. Like, they killed Snoke. First off, Snoke... Okay, we didn't really go into detail about how Snoke died.
Yeah.
Snoke died...
Like a bitch.
In the most amateur fucking way I could think of. Like, come on,
One of the strongest Force users in the universe couldn't tell that somebody was using the Force right next to him. Really?
Couldn't tell that the nigga was using the fucking Force. Turning a lightsaber sideways is going to slice you open.
Turn that son bitch sideways and stick it straight up your open ribcage.
Like, that's just crazy how that nigga died like that. And keep in mind, we only saw Snoke in that one scene for 2 movies. We saw Snoke. He had 10 minutes of film time.
Yeah, and no explanation.
No explanation of who he is, like,
who his master was, where exactly did he come from, how did he truly like get in contact with Kylo Ren, because all they really gave hints of was like, oh, well, Snoke was talking to Kylo while he was training under Luke. And it's like, we don't really have any explanation for like what he was talking about, how he convinced him to become like he didn't even technically convince him because he was tantalizing him with the dark side. And so so Kylo was just like in his head going like had some dark side ideas, but he wasn't bad. Luke is supposedly what made him go completely dark side.
Yeah.
Which also technically doesn't really explain anything to me, because how the hell do you go from having just a couple dark side ideas to, oh, my master tried to kill me, I'm going to kill every Jedi in this entire training school?
Because I do think Kylo Ren is still conflicted.
That motherfucker went from 0 to 100 real quick. At least with Anakin Skywalker, he like had a couple movies where he had dark side tendencies, and he had a trigger that made him completely flip. He was willing to do bad stuff because in his eyes there was a greater good in it. Oh, well, I'm going to kill the Jedi and stuff like that because this Sith Lord says he knows how to bring dead people back, and I have this vision that my wife is going to die, so I want to try to make sure I'm powerful enough to protect her. Kylo has no type of attachment other than, oh, well, this guy is telling me to become a bad guy.
And he had the dark side tendencies in him.
Yeah. So this
But he didn't do anything.
Yeah, and so my master, who tried to kill me says he sees dark side tendencies in me, I'm going to kill everybody he knows. I'm going to kill everybody associated with him and fuck my parents because they can die too, apparently.
He didn't kill his mom, though.
He hesitated.
He didn't do it, though.
It wouldn't have mattered because he wouldn't have been able to kill her anyway because apparently she can freaking fly through the goddamn space like
she can
Superman.
breathe in space.
Yeah, she can do everything in space. She don't, who needs a suit? Like,
she can breathe in space. She flew back like,
yeah, with one hand forward. Like this bitch can turn into Christopher Reeve
like
and just
Layla,
like floated
man.
to the
Like
damn
Layla.
wreckage that was. They killed Admiral Akbar. Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. The dude that became a legend, he died. They killed off. How the hell do you kill off Admiral Akbar? Like, really? That adds something to the story to kill Admiral Akbar off. You couldn't have let him live.
They had to. The show must go on without you.
You know why I think they killed him off? Because if Leia had supposedly been taken out of commission because of all that stuff that happened, he would have been the one in charge of the goddamn space pods, and he would have told Poe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a trap. So they're going to be coming after our space ship, and I'm going to set it up so that we're going to get away in our escape pods.
He would have told him it's a trap.
It's a trick.
It's a trick. Oh man, we gotta add that to a sound effect. We gotta have a sound effect that says that. It's a trick. But like, bro. So my overall score of Star Wars Episode 8.
Oh, we're giving it scores. I was gonna just leave it nothing. Honestly, I don't even give a damn. I don't even give a damn about a score.
I was gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
Bro, I would give it lower than that because it didn't kill off just a movie. It killed off the series. It killed off a trilogy.
It did kill off
the entire trilogy is dead because of this one movie.
It is.
Every question that was leading into the next movie has been cut off, and now I don't care. I don't give a fuck about movie 9 because the only thing to look forward in the movie 9 is Rey versus Kylo, and I don't care about that because we've already seen that.
But, and then here's the thing. Rey's not the type to even kill Kylo.
Yeah, she's trying to turn him away from the dark side, which apparently Luke couldn't do. or didn't even attempt to do.
Yeah, he didn't attempt to do it. I still think it's pointless for her to go to the island, her handing Luke the lightsaber and him throwing it. Like, okay, ha ha ha, funny. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not funny. like,
I mean, if they wanted to make a message like, oh, well, I'm not really a Jedi no more, then okay, but take your lightsaber back, man. Like, it's yours. You could have sold it or something and, like, made just as big of a message.
I mean, I guess he can get it back. It didn't matter where he threw it.
I mean, technically.
He could have got it back. So, I guess we gotta look at it like that.
Yeah. I mean, the movie was just fucking stupid.
The movie was stupid overall. It wasn't a main story that I wanted to see. Rey's parents was the most disappointing shit I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
Like telling me that her parents were nobodies and they were just some drunks. Like, so why the fuck did you show the spaceship flying off in episode 7?
Because they were about to go ball in their new spaceship that they got for their daughter. Bro, all they had to do to make sure they didn't build people's hopes up was when they showed the ship flying off in the first movie. They should have had like a sound effect when they were flying off, like, yeah, we about to get fucking wasted or something like that while they're flying off.
We're about to get fucking wasted.
Then we would have known, oh, that's definitely not Han Solo.
Yeah, I could have sworn when I first saw episode 7, I thought that was the Millennium Falcon flying off.
Yeah, that's what they tried. They tried to make it seem like they definitely left a lot of that stuff up in the air.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was the Millennium Falcon flying off.
Yeah.
Like, because in the comics, aren't they twins anyway?
No, the comics.
No, Han Solo has twins.
Yeah, in the comics, Han Solo had twins, but that stuff could carry over. Disney didn't make that canon, so this is a whole new series.
Okay, and that was the only reason why I was thinking like maybe Rey is twins, but Layla would have eventually said something to Rey if that was her daughter.
We don't know that because they kept the whole Luke, Leia, or sister and brother thing a secret for a long ass time, despite the fact that it would have fixed a lot of shit if they would have just said something up front. First of all, they would have fixed the fact that Luke and Leia wouldn't have kissed, which was just weird to begin
I know,
with.
it was a passionate kiss.
Yeah. Like, there was definitely, like, a underlying story about a possible romance for them in episode 4.
So you think George Lucas just wrote that shit like, you know what?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that, like, he didn't know that Anakin was going to be Luke's dad and all other stuff until he was making Empire Strikes Back. Like, he was pretty much going, like, he didn't have it all written out. He was just going as he went.
Oh, okay. That's dope, though. I mean, it ended up great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though Han Solo and, Leia ended up having a kid. I could have sworn they had more than one, but hey, who knows?
Yeah.
And then how they gonna have a kid? I just thought about that.
Well,
Leia had a kid.
Man and a woman love each other very much.
No, shut up. Layla had a kid. Like, she was just a baby mama at one point. Like, because Han, I'm pretty sure, bro, didn't stay around, like, for the whole fucking pregnancy.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure Han hit that shit and traveled with Chewie around the galaxy until the baby was born. And then when the baby was born...
Like, you didn't use a condom. I know.
I know. That same fucking tone. But, okay, so here's the thing. I think the order that we all thought because The Force Awakens was so close to episode 4, I think we all were ready for 7 to be like Empire Strikes Back, the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I think we were all ready for that.
But the only difference is, whereas Empire Strikes Back actually opened a bunch of doors and left a lot of stuff in the air, like, oh, we're going to introduce that Luke does have an interesting parent out there right now, and we're going to open the story of Han Solo and Leia, and oh, they have a relationship, but what happens in the next movie? Han's captured. Is he dead?
And
we don't know yet.
He's in carbon.
Yeah, like the rebels have been crippled. Are they going to be able to recover from it? We don't know. Tune in on the next movie and find out. On this one, it's like, oh, we have one more movie left. Who is Rey's parents? Oh, they're nobodies. Oh, well, they've been searching for Luke this whole time. What happens to... He's dead. Okay, what about Snoke? He's this mysterious Sith Lord that we don't know anything about. What happens in it? Oh, he dies in this one. Oh, well, Kylo Ren, will we find out whether he's a good guy or a bad guy? Rey has been talking to him. Is he tempted to go to the light side? Oh, no, he's more bad than he was before. Okay, well, what about Finn and Rose? We don't know what might happen out of that. Oh, no, they have a relationship because he kissed her and now he wants to save her life and stuff like that.
She kissed him.
Okay, but now he wants to save her life and stuff. You telling me they ain't going to try to expand on that?
Probably. I just don't want them to. I wanted Finn and Rey to be together.
For like 15 minutes.
Yeah, bro. We had a lot to say.
Yeah, it's cool. This is just the first episode. I was actually expecting it to go about an hour, but I was not expecting to talk about Star Wars. I got a freaking checklist here with like 6 other things that we didn't even touch on because there was just so much we wanted to get off our chest about Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm just so fucking upset about this movie.
Yeah, anyway.
Because this shit makes me... I'm going to see episode 9. I think we both are. I think we're both going to be there probably the first day or second day.
I will watch it, but the only reason why I will watch it is just to see what they do because there is no cliffhangers or anything like that. I'm not watching the movie because of the plot anymore. I'm watching it just strictly out of, like, as a critic. Like, what are they going to do?
Right. For real. I mean, we have to wait till 2019 December.
Yeah, I'm just like I want to be that person that like as we're coming out of the movie theater, I can just walk past people and be like, I told you so. That was stupid. They didn't have anything because a lot of people are saying like, you know, trying to give them like the benefit of the doubt, like, oh well, maybe this will happen or maybe this is no. I want to sit there and be that guy that be like, you know what? I freaking told you nothing's gonna happen. He was stupid. He made mistakes, and now they gotta try to correct this dude's mistakes, but they only got one movie to do it. So now in episode 9, they're gonna have to open all these plot holes and figure them out and solve them and close the book on them all in one movie. So you're going to have one movie that where you open up a bunch of stuff and explain it and close it when we already have stuff that we need to close.
And then, when are they going to start the next fucking trilogy? Is there going to be another...
I have no idea.
20
All
years?
I know is if they keep Ryan Johnson as far away from it as possible, and I keep calling him Ray Johnson, so what? I don't know. Yeah, they need to get Ryan Johnson away from it, like as far away from it as possible. And
like, bro, they could have had fucking M. Night Shyamalan do fucking Star Wars, and they would have had...
I don't know. That might be a stretch.
No. They would have M. Night Shyamalan. We would have had a bunch of fucking twists and turns. Bro, it would have fucked her. It would have been so many twists. Ray would have found out, bro, that she's a half Ewok. Like,
the only thing I could give M. Night Shyamalan the benefit of the doubt on is, without a doubt, he would have definitely opened more questions and like story. Like he would have definitely created more. I don't want to say plot hole. Well, maybe plot holes too.
Hell yeah!
He would have definitely made more.
It would have been so many fucking
stories
twists
to look forward to in episode 9.
Bro, Yoda's fucking grandchildren would have been in the fucking movie.
Ray would have come out like, I'm pregnant, and the movie would have ended. Like, dude.
I'm pregnant. The movie would have ended. Bro, oh man, M. Night Shyamalan for Star Wars Episode 9. We should
Let's make that a hashtag.
Oh shit, that shit would be fucking amazing. For real. But, yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap that up.
Yeah,
we might actually do more of these because we got a lot to talk about, and we didn't really touch up on anything else. We didn't even give an update on the channel. Damn.
Yeah, so...
So, yeah.
our channel's in shambles.
Kind of, not really. We definitely have a chance. We can still record videos and things like that. It's just
we are.
The truth is we just don't know when we'll have a chance to sit and talk and things like that. Like it's been months since we've had a chance to sit and talk. So
life,
if you guys are cool with that schedule, then the channel's fine.
Other than that.
Yeah, if you're looking forward to videos every day, you're probably gonna be mad about what we can do.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, but. You know, we can probably start.
Yeah, we can try to get together.
You know what? We can get to the next topic, though.
Actually, we probably can.
I mean, it's a podcast.
I mean, we can make more content because my channel has been hit with a serious demonetization bug. Apparently, my entire channel is inappropriate for all ages. So, they just completely took all the goddamn monetization abilities from me. To the point where I couldn't even, like, put a appeal against it. I had to wait literally a month before I can even put an appeal in it.
It's pretty fucked up.
And even then, I don't even know if they'll add it back. So, I might just start uploading my stuff on this channel.
Yeah.
So maybe y'all will get more content. I don't know.
Yeah. So, you want to get into it? You want to get into the next topic?
We can go ahead and end it right here. It's been about an hour. It's up to you if you want to go more, though. I know some podcasts that go like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah. Like I said, it's up to you.
We spent the first hour. That's fine.
Okay, well, we can go ahead and continue from here, I guess.
Yeah, let's go.
So the first hour is Star Wars review. Anyway, you been playing any good games recently?
You know what, bro? I have not been playing any games.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of games.
But we just came off of a year with a lot of good games.
Was there any of them that you were actually looking forward to playing?
I was looking forward to playing Horizon. I was looking forward to playing Final Fantasy.
I've played
Final Fantasy 15.
I played
that. Did come out last year, right?
I don't. Did it? Was it the beginning of last year?
Final Fantasy 15. Wow, we are tripping, bro. It came out after Horizon. Yes, it did come out last year.
Yeah, I completely forgot. But yeah, I played the hell out of that. I actually beat it. I haven't had a chance to like play some of the extra content that they've come out with, which I need to get into. I've been playing Horizon. I haven't beaten it or anything. Matter of fact, I'm still technically like in the early stages of the game, but I've played it a lot.
Really? You know what? We should get a Wii so we can play Zelda.
Forget Wii. We need to get a Switch.
You know what I meant. You knew what I meant.
Bro, you said Wii.
You knew what I meant.
No, not really.
Listen, when Switch, it's all the same shit.
Not really. If you would have said Wii U, then I would have assumed you meant Switch.
Okay,
well, nobody gives a damn about the Wii U.
I meant Switch. That's what I meant. That's exactly what I meant.
Well,
but Zelda,
it looks like a good game. I don't know.
I heard it was amazing.
Yeah. The only thing, see, you're the one with the problem with Zelda. I'm okay with Zelda.
No, I do have a problem with Zelda. I don't believe in the hype. I don't.
Yeah.
To me, as a kid, Zelda was not that game I wanted to play. I always saw my cousin play it, and the shit looked boring as hell.
And that's the thing with me, though. I'm cool with Zelda. I actually don't have a problem with Zelda. To me, Zelda is a decent game. It's just that I actually don't like playing the 3D Zeldas. I like the 2D Zeldas. I like the original Zelda. I like Zelda 2 is okay.
Zelda of all time, you don't like?
For me, no. The greatest Zelda of all time for me is A Link to the Past. I like A Link to the Past way better than I do Ocarina of Time.
On 64?
Yeah, I played the hell out of Ocarina of Time, and I just couldn't get into it.
That's crazy. Link to the Past is a 2D game?
Yeah.
Isn't it that game that's like on Game Boy or something?
No, it's on Super Nintendo.
Wow. I can't believe you like that shit.
Bro, you know I'm cool with old school games.
I mean, yeah,
Some of my favorite games of all time are Super Nintendo games.
That's true.
Like, I tell you guys that Final Fantasy VII is my favorite Final Fantasy of all time. But I've also said that it may not be my favorite RPG of all time. My favorite RPG of all time, or at least giving it a run for its money, is Chrono Trigger.
And Final Fantasy IX is better than both of them.
Not to me. To me, Chrono Trigger is the number one RPG, and Final Fantasy VII is second. I'll give Final Fantasy IX a close third.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to open up this can of worms because we can talk about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we've
for
talked
another
about.
hour.
Yeah, we've already talked about.
So let's just.
We're
Gonna save this for a different podcast, but we have to continue talking about just the games.
Yeah.
Not only last year though, because last year, started a lot of stuff, like anticipation for this year. That's what I thought.
I mean, there's a couple things I've been really wanting to get into. Persona 5, I've been really wanting to buy. It's just they don't have any sales on it or anything, and it's still selling for like $60. I was actually planning on getting it around Christmas, but ended up buying some Christmas gifts for my niece, so she got a lot of games, and she's into more of the casual stuff, so she's into like Call of Duty and the sports games and things like that. I play a lot of sports games too, but she doesn't really get into anything outside of first-person shooter.
So you were being a good person this Christmas. That's why you can't play any games.
Kind of, yeah. I've been dying to play Persona 5.
Yeah. Last year, I played a lot of Overwatch. Overwatch is fun as hell.
Yeah, I'm not really into the
me neither.
online ones, really.
Me neither. I'm not into shooters and shit like that. But Overwatch is fun as hell. Like it's just like, to me, Overwatch gives me an old school, like an old school Mario Party. Not really Mario Party, but like a 64 vibe. Like the
GoldenEye?
fun characters. No, not GoldenEye. Like
you mean like the Nintendo look?
Like the Nintendo look. Like I feel like I'm like a kid again. Like
except
a bunch of characters with different
really
skills.
nice butts.
I don't understand.
Overwatch characters have really nice butts.
What do you mean? The girls have nice butts?
Are you just now realizing this?
Bro, I wasn't paying attention.
Bro, there's a lot of people that are really into the Overwatch girls.
Really?
Yes.
So there's like a following?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea that the Overwatch girls were a thing.
Yes. Like,
No idea. I just play the game.
It goes deep.
I just play the game. I have no idea. Like, I just play the
Do you play with the Overwatch girls?
Yeah. I play with I'm the main character girl.
Oh. I forgot her name, but I know what you're talking about.
I forget her name too. I play with her. I play with my brother uses that fucking robot and spams the shit out of it. The robot that turns into a turret.
As of right now, you're speaking Chinese to me because I haven't played the game.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna go too much detail about it. You need to play Overwatch though. As a matter of fact, 2018 challenge. You need to get out your fucking comfort zone.
Nah, I don't know.
You need to start playing games that you don't normally play.
There is a game that's coming out that I might play. That the genre I'm not really into, but the series as far as the franchise that it is, I am.
Like what?
And that is Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm not into fighting games,
You're not?
but a lot of people are talking about it. And
you don't like fighting games?
Not really, because I'm never into it as far as as deep as other people. And most fighting games, you need to get online to get the most out of. And people get super serious online, and I'm just not willing to invest the time to become that great. Like, when you get to the point where you're counting frames and how long certain moves are and what moves override other moves and things like that, and all that stuff, once you get into that, you've lost me. I'm not into it.
Oh, by the way, Final Fantasy 15 did not come out last year. It came out the end of 2016.
Okay. Well, it had expansions come out this year, or last year, so I'll go ahead and count that.
There's also a game, a game that's really good that I've heard everybody say is good. Nier, Nier.
I've seen a lot of people talk about that.
Yeah. So
didn't you play that though?
I never bought it. I was going to buy it, never bought it.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about a different game.
Yeah, I was going to buy it, never bought it. I never played Resident Evil.
Yeah, I was meaning to get into that too, but I didn't. I kind of missed the wave on that. I wasn't able to buy the game when it first came out, and I was actually planning on doing some playthroughs of it, but I wasn't able to get it on time, so I didn't really bother with it.
Yeah, we could still do playthroughs.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, it ain't like a lot of people are going to you have to watch it as it comes out. I mean, a lot of times I be watching reactors and Let's Players do games of stuff that came out a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, Modern Warfare. I said Modern Warfare. Call of Duty.
I don't care about
World War II. World War II. Shout out to that game.
That's what I bought for my niece.
You have that?
Yes, I do.
In this house?
Yes, in this house I have.
Oh, bro, after this we're playing it.
Alright.
What the fuck? You have that shit?
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yeah, we can play it if you want.
Hell yeah, I'm playing this shit.
Like I said, I'm really indifferent about Call of Duty. Another game that came out that I didn't have a chance to play because I had already watched people do a playthrough of it, so I can't really give my first impressions. And this game demands first impressions, and that is Doki Doki Literature Club.
Doki Doki Literature Club?
Yes. This game, the one I was telling you about, the dating sim that just turns all types of fucking, just all types of bull just comes out of nowhere. It goes straight and then it takes a freaking left.
You told me about that.
That game, man, I wish I would have been able to, because when I first saw it, I was thinking the same thing everybody else was. It doesn't seem, I don't see what all the fuss is about. It just seems like a regular dating sim game.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't. And then when it wasn't, it was already too late for me to do a playthrough of it because I already knew what the hell was coming. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to get into it. From now on, whenever there's a game that people are talking about, I'm just going to play it. I'm not going to bother looking into it or anything like that. Man, I wish I had played through that game. That game turns so many different areas that it's freaking just
amazing. I'm actually slipping on games. As a matter of fact, 2018, I just realized something I'm going to do. I'm going to start playing video games again this year. I think that's what I'm missing in life. I think I'm missing in life video games because I literally only play sports games, and every once in a while I play shooter games. But there's a lot of games that like I didn't play. Like, you know, there's a game called Gravity Rush.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I wanted to buy. I wanted to buy this game, Gravity Rush.
Yep. I wasn't really.
This came out January 18th, 2017.
Yep. I wasn't planning on picking it up because I didn't really know too much about the gameplay, but I do know a lot of people were talking about it.
Yeah.
I had played Middle Earth: Shadow of War. I got that on computer. I was playing that.
What is
sequel? That? It's the sequel to Shadow of Mordor. It's a Lord of the Rings game, and it's good. It reminds me a lot of the Batman Arkham series.
Yeah.
Except like you have a lot more. It feels different because you have a lot of powers. So once you get really like invested in the game and unlock more of the abilities, it really opens up as far as like gameplay and combat and things like that. Like it's a fun game because the whole thing is like you're pretty much taking out these orcs, and the orcs have like this hierarchy system. So like if you take out a orc, a lower ranked orc will take its place and he'll become more powerful, and you can fight against the like main guy and like completely mess up their order and create this power vacuum where people are going to try to take over where that orc's rank was.
Yeah.
And things like that. Or you can like not brainwash them, but you can like take control of them and then take the orc that you took control of and like help him go up in rank by taking other people out and stuff. And it's just fun because like all that ain't even a part of like the main story. That's just something you can do.
What'd you say the name of the game was?
It was I was gonna say Shadow of Mordor. That's the prequel. This one is Shadow of War. Middle Earth: Shadow of War.
Oh, Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really good game.
Is it for PC?
It's for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. I played it on PC.
Middle Earth.
Yep, there's a lot of games that came out. I know early on in the year, a lot of people were playing the Friday the 13th online game. And when it first came out, I didn't really see too much in it as far as like longevity. I knew if I did play it, it was only going to be for a minute. Because, I mean, unless you're playing as Jason, you're pretty much just running and stuff like that, which could be fun in and of itself, especially if you have friends that play it. Like, if you're able to get your friends into the same lobby as you or whatever, and y'all play on the same map, that would be fun.
Yeah, we can definitely play that. You want to know something else that we sleep on?
What?
Pokemon.
I haven't played a Pokemon game since X and Y.
I know, which is bad.
Kind of.
But we've been sleeping on Pokemon Moon came out.
I mean,
then Pokemon Ultra and shit.
I mean, to me, it seems more like Pokemon has been sleeping on itself because every single year they usually add 151 extra Pokemon. And this recent one, it's like they only added, I want to say maybe like 30, 40, something like that. So it don't seem like they really... And then, like, out of all the new Pokemon, to me, there wasn't any new designs that really stood out. Like, how many Pokemon came out that you were like, oh, that's impressive?
I don't know. We would have to look up the Pokemon.
Well, you can go ahead and pull them up right now if you want to, but I'm on the guarantee ain't nothing going to stick out of your mind.
Like, let me look at the Pokemon Ultra Moon. Well, first off, they came out with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yeah, I know.
This is an addition to Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah, I know about that.
Okay.
That's the most recent one.
They have the original, not the original, but the 3 starters. The final, let me see. Water and Fairy.
Those are just, I guess that's the type.
Fire and Dark, and Grass and Ghost.
Okay, I'm guessing that's the newer.
Oh, and then these are like island Pokemon, right? Like these Pokemon are also island. So this Rattata and Raticate are supposed to be island
Yeah, they have variations of the Pokemon. I don't know if it's all of them, but some of them have like an alternate version
Right.
that like changes their type.
Because
Like
Raichu
that.
is electric and psychic.
Yeah, that's his alternate. And then they got like one for like Sandshrew. I know they got one for Vulpix. I don't really know too many other ones.
Yeah. This makes me miss Pokemon. I haven't played Pokemon in a long time.
Like I said, I was meaning to get into it. I can't really get into it because I let your brother have my 3DS. But it was cool because I wasn't really playing too many games.
You
on
gave
it.
him the 3DS?
Yeah, the last game I played on it was what was it called? Dragon Ball Z Fusions or Dragon Ball Fusions. That was a good game. A lot of people sleep on it.
Like, you actually gave that to him?
Yeah, I wasn't playing it. And it wasn't really too many new games. Besides, the Switch came out and they announced that the next Pokemon game was going to be on the Switch. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Wow. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that anymore.
I figured he probably did.
Yeah, bro. I would have took that shit.
No,
I would have took
you've
that
had
shit.
a bunch of opportunities to get 3DSs, and you've owned 3DSs. And you've gotten rid of them just as fast.
That's very true. That's very true. I probably could just buy one right now, actually. But
I think that it'll probably be a waste to get one right now.
yeah, I'm not gonna play none of this shit.
I mean, unless you really had to play the Pokemon game, like you were jonesing for that Pokemon game, I would say just wait. Because, like I said, Switch is supposed to have its own full-fledged Pokemon game. One of the first ones that are on, like, the main console.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be freaking amazing. Because Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon, what was it called? Pokemon Gale of Darkness or something like that. Those were some okay games.
Marowak, they got this dude as Fire and Ghost.
Yeah, like I said, some of the designs look good. It's just the new designs don't really stick out to me. Right now, all you're mentioning are alternative versions of Pokemon that already existed.
Right. So, Salazzle is Poison and Fire.
It still doesn't look that impressive to me.
See, I don't like the double types. Because with double types, you also have double weaknesses. Like, if
Yeah.
you're Poison and Fire, you're going to be weak against Psychic, Ground. You're going to be double weak against Ground.
Yeah, but it adds a lot of variety to the game. Like, it makes it a lot more deeper.
It does, but I don't know. Like, Starmie is now
They have a
water.
They have a sandcastle Pokemon. I mean, don't get me wrong. Generation 1 had some really stupid designs too, but sometimes it seems like they just got lazy.
A sandcastle Pokemon. It's Ghost and Ground.
But don't sleep on the stupid designs. Some of the Pokemon with the stupidest designs have the best types.
I agree. This Pokemon is hard though. Tyrantrum.
Yeah, they had that one on the last one.
Yeah, they did.
And he was in my
Rocket
party
Dragon.
all the way until I beat the game.
Rock and Dragon.
Yeah, he was one of the few Pokemon I got up to level 100.
Yeah. It's pretty dope.
What?
Remember
else
the
have
time
we
to where
been
you
playing?
all you wanted was dragons in your party?
That was because they were overpowered as hell. Until they had fairies.
Yeah. All you wanted was dragons.
Like, there was no better Pokemon to have other than
Psychics. Psychic Pokemon and dragons.
well, even Psychics, they had like 3 weaknesses.
Nah,
The two-
Psychics were weak against Dark, Ghost.
And Bug.
Oh yeah, they were against Bug.
Because they said something about it's
They
supposed to be
can't
based on
concentrate.
it's supposed to be based on fears, like fear of darkness, fear of ghosts, and fear of bugs. So like your mind is afraid of those things generally. That's how they came up with weaknesses for Psychic.
Yeah, which is fucking stupid. And then they have Pokemon
You're just
that
mad because your favorite Pokemon are weak. They,
and then they have Pokemon that aren't weak against anything.
yeah, the best
Like Pokemon who
to
are
have-
Dark and Ghost.
Yeah, the best Pokemon to have were Ghost and Dragon, especially in the first generation, because the only thing Dragon's weak against is Dragon at the time, and the only Dragon move was Dragon Rage, which had set damage. So It wasn't going to take extra.
Yeah. Remember when I beat your ass with my Garchomp?
Man, fuck you, Garchomp. You're the main reason why I stopped playing Pokemon generally. Because I'm somebody that like gets really deep into stuff. I'm sitting here going on to the Pokemon websites and calculating attacks and things like that, and you know, trying to get all the stats. And I'm sitting I freaking did the goddamn what is it called?
Oh shit!
What the hell is it called when you the EV training and IV training and stuff? I was doing that before they made it easy. I was one of the people that was like actually fighting certain Pokemon because they raised up your IV or whatever, and it was able to make your Pokemon level up, and you were able to like min max them to be exactly what the hell you want. And you got this fucker who comes in with a damn Garchomp and does that goddamn Dragon Meteor or whatever the hell attack.
It was Dragon Rush.
Yeah, only a 70% chance of hitting. This fucker hit me like 5 times in a row with that move and wiped out my whole party. And I'm sitting there like, how the hell?
It was unstoppable.
You got lucky as hell.
It was unstoppable.
You fucking hit me with that move non-stop and turned me away from Pokemon. I said, you know what? Never again. I completely stopped playing the game after that.
And what's crazy is that you had everybody in your party that shit was effective against. Like, you had like 3 Pokemon to where they were weak against that shit.
No, I had a decent party. It was just that, like, you were able to do all of your best moves that didn't matter who the fuck you were weak or not. You get hit full frontal with a damn Dragon Rush, you're going to get
because it was like 120 damage.
Yeah.
120.
I think I just had a lot of Pokemon that didn't have a lot of huge defenses. My Pokemon were based more on, like, offense. It's just that you were able to hit first with your Dragon Rush, and you would take them out before they had a chance to really do anything. Like, I was one of the people that had strategies and shit. I would be like, oh, well, I'm going to use Trick Room, and that makes all your Pokemon's speed reverse. So you got the slower Pokemon. I got I got slower Pokemon, but yours are faster. But if I use Trick Room, it reverses the speed stats so that way I attack first. Man. And then as soon as I go in there, I send out my damn Psychic Pokemon, and you kill him before I have a chance to do Trick Move. And now I'm just fucked the entire rest of the match. I just screwed up my strategy.
Listen. I'm looking at this.
No, don't you hate that? Like, that's one of the reasons why I don't like fighting games. Because, like, if I was to sit here and invest my time and become real good with certain characters and stuff, I go up against a fucking button masher, and then next thing you know, I end up losing.
Wow.
And it's like, how the hell are you sitting here ducking and punching, and I can't get to
That's
you?
crazy. Why I gotta be a button masher?
Bro.
Why you gotta call me a button masher?
Bro, and when it comes to that strategy, in an equivalent way, you were the button masher of the group.
Hey, look at the Pokemon. So
I'm looking. I'm still not seeing anything impressive.
No. Let me show you this one. So they got this dragon and fighting one.
I don't care about their types. I'm looking at the designs. I pick my Pokemon based on looks.
Here are the legendary ones: Psychic and Steel.
Why does that one look like a buff ass beetle?
It is a buff beetle. It's a bug and fighting.
Buzzwole.
Buzzwole.
That's what the hell he looked like.
Oh shit. That actually looks cool.
It looks like an alien you would see on the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I know.
Formosa.
Still in flying. That looks like a boss on Final Fantasy.
That looks like a Pokemon that they already added.
It's not. These are all new.
Yeah, I'm just saying it looks like a design that they already had before, though. I'm pretty sure of it.
These are actually cool.
I don't know about that.
But hey.
The only one I would say it possibly looks cool is the one that looks like a goddamn the white tiger looking thing that they added, and that thing looks like a Zoid. That's the only reason why I like it.
Yeah. But
they need to get another Zoid game.
So 2017, what do you think the best game was?
Switch. That's it. Switch. The whole system. Switch.
Okay.
I wish if I had the money, I would get a Switch. Matter of fact, when I do get the money, I'm going to get a Switch. There are so many games that are coming out for Switch or already came out for Switch that I want to play. From the Mario Odyssey to the Legend of Zelda, to freaking Golf Story. That game looks good too. And then they got a Mario Tennis game that's coming out made by Camelot, and it has RPG elements just like the Game Boy versions, the ones I've been dying for them to make a remake of, and I'm going to get that too.
So your top game for 2017 though?
Does that include the games that I played, or is it just games I can speculate on?
Both. Like, what's your overall game? Did you play the best game in 2017?
Because I think the best game is Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking the best game is Super Mario Odyssey. So, no, I didn't play the best game.
So you think the best game of last year was Super Mario Odyssey?
Yes, even though you have a thing about Mario.
No. I have no problem with Mario. But fuck Mario. I think the best game last year was Horizon. I think it had the best graphics. I think it had the best story. I think that the gameplay was the best. That's just what I think.
Yep. I'm thinking that most places are actually... I think that most places have Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda as their two, like, the top two games of the year. As far as, like, who is going to get it, everybody tends to choose between those two.
Yeah, that's just because Nintendo, like, they just suck Nintendo's dick all the time, and it just makes me mad. Like, it's just ridiculous.
All right. 1 second. Do you think you can actually keep these people entertained? I'm about to go and give something to a friend. I have some games I was going to tell them that they were going to get, and they're about to
To
go
who?
to the door. My cousin. He was asking if I could let him have some PlayStation 4
Oh,
games.
yeah,
I was
that's
gonna give
fine.
him small ones.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back. I'm going to tell him like a minute.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So you go ahead and entertain them and try not to say anything too controversial.
Yeah, I'm not. So, the gays and the Christians. Sorry, no. I'm just still talking about last year's games. So I personally think that, I think Horizon was the best game. After that, I would probably... You know what? I might be biased.
I'm back.
I might be fucking biased. Because the only games I could think of are PS4 games.
Well, that's the only system you really have right now.
That is the only system I have, but I'm also aware of Mario, and I'm also aware of Zelda.
What was the last Mario Nintendo system you owned?
The last Nintendo system I owned.
Yes.
Wow, you're putting me on spot right now.
I shouldn't, but that's the whole question.
All right. I don't care. I'll say it.
What is it?
The last Nintendo system I had?
Is there something playing?
I don't know. I think there is.
Must be next door or something. Anyway.
The last Nintendo system I had was a 3DS.
That doesn't count. Don't sit here and try to pull that bullshit. What was the last Nintendo console that you owned that...
Bro, why we got to this?
I'm just... You were sitting there talking about how...
You know. But like, I have... Okay.
I mean, there'd be nothing wrong if you were to say, like, you haven't owned a Nintendo system.
I had a Super Nintendo. That was the last...
Didn't you say you were a Sega person, or you said you never played Sega?
No, I said I was definitely a Sega person. But you asked me what was the last thing I had. It was a Super Nintendo.
That you didn't play.
That I didn't... You want to know something so crazy, Devon? I never had a Super Nintendo. What was the Nintendo? No. What was the Nintendo before Super Nintendo?
Nintendo.
I had a fucking Nintendo. That's what it was. Because I'm starting to remember. No. My cousin had a Super Nintendo.
Oh.
I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I had a Nintendo. I just had the one with the two buttons. I didn't have the... And it's like black. That black one in the controller. Yeah.
Well, I've always loved Nintendo. And the only system that I technically didn't own besides the Switch right now was Nintendo 64. But even then, that didn't stop me from getting Nintendo games. I still bought Pokemon Stadium and I would just go to other people's houses and play it.
Yeah, all my family had Nintendo though. Like my cousin had a Super Nintendo, my cousin had a Nintendo 64. So that's how I know about Mario Kart on the weekends and GoldenEye and Star Fox and Banjo Kazooie and Diddy Kong Racing. That's how I know about all this shit.
I've owned every system that Nintendo's released except for the Virtual Boy, Nintendo 64. I got into GameCube late, but I did get it. What else didn't I have? I think that's pretty much it. As far as the handhelds, we had a Game Boy, we had a Game Boy Color, we had a Game Boy Advance.
I was always more of a fan of the handheld stuff anyway.
Yeah, I've had some stories with the handhelds.
Yeah, I've had a Game Boy, Game Boy Color.
My dumb ass has lost so many handhelds just off of sheer stupidity. Like,
crazy.
I lost my GameCube and my Pokemon Gold game because we were playing touch football, and I left it sitting on top of a mailbox outside while we were playing the game. Like, while we were playing football, I left the Game Boy on top of those big giant square mailboxes the apartment complexes have. I just left it on top, and then I went home, forgot about it, came back out, and it was gone.
Of course it was fucking gone.
Yes.
Dumbass. Like, what? Hold up. No. You never did that. You always had one.
Because I got another one. I was able to get another Game Boy Color.
Bro, I don't think you ever told me this story.
Yeah, the first Game Boy I owned, the first Game Boy Color I owned, I think was like one of the collector ones with the Pokemon on the actual console. Like it had Pikachu and stuff on it,
I think I remember that.
And then, I don't know if that's the one that got taken or not, but I did get one that was like the purple see-through one.
That's crazy. It's crazy that we lived in a neighborhood.
You know what's even crazier? Those things are collector's items. If I still had that, I could have sold that for so much fucking money.
Really?
I'm not sure for how much, but I could have sold it for some money. Let me see real quick and see how much it's worth.
What, the Pikachu Game Boy?
Yeah.
Pikachu Game Boy.
Let's see if it has an actual price. Because I swear I could have sold that for some money. Or is that the original Game Boy? That might be the original Game Boy, not the Game Boy Color. Yeah, but I lost that to a rogue mailbox. I lost my Dreamcast to a friend that I should have beat his ass when he told me, but I didn't realize it because I let him borrow it, and then he ends up saying that like somebody broke into his house and stole it or something like that. And I didn't think about it until later that chances are he probably just lied about that story and just kept my damn game, my Dreamcast.
So why didn't you tell his parents?
Oh, I don't even know if this kid had parents. He was, you know how you always have those mysterious friends that you just never met their parents or anything?
That's true.
Like, they tend to be older, and you just, like, go over to the house, and there's never anybody there. And this isn't, like, a molestation story or nothing, I swear. He was just a friend.
You know,
like,
those random
you just
kids?
go over to his house and, like, play games and come home, and, like, I never met his parents or nothing. But,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that was pretty much that.
See these games right here?
There's a Pokemon Brown is a fake game.
And Pokemon Prison.
Prism. Oh wow. Yeah, they're selling a lot of bootleg games on on eBay. So
they're making their own shit on eBay.
So just a heads up, when you go to buy games, Pokemon Brown wasn't a thing. Pokemon Prism wasn't a thing.
Pokemon Crystal was also never a thing.
Pokemon Crystal was. Pokemon Crystal was. It was. Yeah, it was the.
Oh, it was. I'm tripping.
It was the middle game for gold and silver. But yeah, the Pokemon Prism the game just says game at the top. It don't even say Game Boy or nothing. It just says game.
Right. Remember Pokemon Green? They never sold that. Like I never saw anybody with Pokemon Green.
Yeah, it was. I think Pokemon Green was a Japanese only game. They eventually came out with Pokemon Leaf Green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they eventually came out with Pokemon Leaf Green. The first one I had was Pokemon Yellow.
The first one I had was Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
And I remember it didn't work. I would try to save my progress and it would always delete it. So every time I played the game,
there's a
I
way
had
to
start
fix
over.
that. If we were smart at the time, you can open up the game and it has a little battery thing. That little round thing right here. The it's like a watch battery. You can go to the store and buy a battery. All you had to do is just replace that. That's what the save games go to.
Really?
Yeah. So you could have easily fixed your console or the game if you would have just known that at the time. Damn, I can't find the Game Boy. The one with the yellow Game Boy with the Pikachus on it.
Right, but I remember what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a collector's item now. Maybe if I type in Pikachu Game Boy, maybe that'll pop up.
Right. We got sidetracked, though, because now we're on Pokemon games. This shit's going to make me buy
Man, we talk about whatever the hell we want to. This is our, here it is. Yeah, Game Boy Color, Pokemon Game Boy or whatever. It's, $60 right here. $64. This one has that 20. Never mind. So I don't really feel bad about it getting stolen now because it's not really worth shit.
I don't know. You could just buy it again. You could just buy it again. And
the
resell
DS version is worth something. The Pokemon DS one is worth a lot.
Yeah.
I was one of them kids that used to buy all the accessories for Pokemon also. So I would have like I'd be the dude with the big ass magnifying glass that's attached to it.
That's crazy.
And then like the extra battery pack on
That's
the back.
Nuts. That's fucking nuts.
My damn game looked like a transformer.
My first Game Boy was silver. It looked like this. But it wasn't a Game Boy Color. It was just a Game Boy.
Yeah, I think that might be the original ones.
Yeah, I had an original Game Boy. Mine didn't have color.
The big giant ones that took like
No. Not those.
4 D batteries.
Not those.
Or not D
The
batteries.
one that came out after that.
The slightly smaller one.
Yeah, the smaller one that wasn't a color. That's the one that I had.
Wait, no. Which one was it? The one that was slightly smaller?
And also didn't have color.
Yeah, they came out with like 8 different versions of Game Boy before they came out with Game Boy Color.
I know. And then finally, right now, they have the 3DS.
Yeah, the one I got the least amount of play out of was actually the Game Boy Advance because I didn't really give a damn about the Pokemon games that came out at that time. Like,
Pokemon Emerald was.
I didn't care about
great.
Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald. That was around the time I started getting into ROMs and emulators. That's what I played those games on, my computer. I had so many freaking ROMs.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
but as for overall, right? Oh shit! Oh, I hurt myself. All right.
Stretching?
So no, I didn't. So I had already mentioned my top games. Damn, I had already mentioned my top games for 2017. The ones that I'm anticipating for 2018. First off, let me just disclaimer. Kingdom Hearts 3 is not coming out this year.
Yeah, it's not.
A lot of people are saying it's going to come out.
I mean, I'd be surprised if Final Fantasy VII Remake came out this year, and that is supposed to be further ahead than Kingdom Hearts is.
Really?
Yeah.
But Kingdom Hearts, they said, might come out this year, though. I don't hear them saying
only
anything
people
about
that
the
said
remake.
it might come out this year are people that wanted to come out this year. The director himself said that it'll be a couple years, and that's even for Final Fantasy VII to come out.
But they already have a lot of gameplay out.
Not for Kingdom Hearts.
For Kingdom Hearts,
they have trailers.
Well, they have trailers, but they have like a long trailer.
It's just a trailer.
It's
They have gameplay video of Final Fantasy VII Remake. They don't have gameplay. Like, they have trailers. They don't have, like, a person actually playing the game.
They have gameplay for Kingdom Hearts 3?
They have trailers.
In those trailers, there's gameplay.
Yeah, but it's not like... It's not like somebody with a controller. It doesn't look like somebody is playing a controller. It's like... It's just snippets of gameplay. Whereas, like, we almost seen the entire early section of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Which, let's talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It sucks that the game is probably going to stop somewhere, like, let's see, the end of the first disc or something.
No, we don't necessarily know that. We know that they said it's episodic, and... we don't know if those episodes are going to come out all at the same time or what exactly that means.
Yeah, we don't know what that means. Which means that they're going to bullshit us.
And they could always change their mind. They could there's nothing that's stopping them from not making it episodic.
I know. But I just don't see why they don't give us the whole shit. Like, why not give us 3 discs of amazing content?
I mean... they could. It's really up to them, though.
Yeah. They could. Like...
what?
That over there.
What about
that piece of paper?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking at game news to see what else is out. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this. So, there was this dude who was in Los Angeles or something, and he was playing video games with this guy in Kansas.
Yeah.
And the guy in Kansas, or at least...
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Both of them supposedly had some type of issue with each other, and the dude in California ended up swatting him. Now, swatting is one of the main reasons why I don't do live events or live streams, because the minute I get swatted, all content live stops. Like, I will never do a live event thing ever. And the more I speak about it, the more I actually wish I would have just shut the hell up about it, because the more I speak about it, is the more likely for it to happen.
Wow.
But, yeah, so apparently somebody finally died from it. So you hear a lot of stories about people that do live streams and ends up getting swatted and stuff like that. And usually, even though it's more like a traumatic experience, nothing tends to happen because police tend to have more control over themselves. But this time they found a police officer that was just freaking trigger happy.
Right.
So the dude ended up getting shot in front of his family and ends up dying because somebody wants to play a joke and swat somebody simply because, you know, they were mad about a Call of Duty match or some stuff like that. And a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people are asking how far should he be punished? Like, should he be made an example of? Or,
hell yeah.
Hey, yeah. I mean, with me, it's not even a
under
question.
the jail.
Yeah, with me, it's not even a question. Like, I would go beyond what a lot of people would recommend happen to him. Like, I think that he should get charged with second-degree murder.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
he definitely
manslaughter is what legally he should get charged with, because he didn't intend to kill the dude. But I think that you should make an example of it.
But manslaughter, you don't have to go to jail for that.
I mean, technically it is.
You get manslaughter for killing somebody in a car accident.
Yeah. I mean, the dude technically what he did was he swatted him.
I know.
It wasn't like
he should go to
went
prison.
out of his way to kill him.
He should go to prison.
Yeah, he should definitely go to prison. That's not a question. My question is how long should he go to prison? Me, I say he should go to prison for like 10 to 15.
Yeah, hell yeah. 20. 10 to 20. I don't know the rules, but hell yeah.
As of right now, it says it looks like if he's found guilty, he'd face a maximum of 55 months in prison.
That's not enough.
With the possibility of parole after 3 years.
That's not enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough either.
Somebody lost their life over a video game because
this dude's about to do the same amount of time as Michael Jackson's doctor. And he looks like a damn troll. Don't he look like somebody that would never in their lives like say anything out loud to a person that he has an issue with?
He does. It's fucking crazy, yo. It's just the perspective of the country, for real.
And then if you hear him talking about it, he doesn't take credibility for anything he's done.
He doesn't. He feels like he didn't do it.
Yeah, he feels like, oh, well, all I did was swat him. I didn't technically kill anybody, so... Yeah, but if you would have never swatted him... And then he's like, oh, well, the guy egged me on and told me, oh, well, what are you going to do, swat me? To swat? Like, okay, well, you could have not swatted him.
Right.
Ain't like you had to do it. Even if the dude told you.
And I heard that the dude he was swatting wasn't who died.
No, the dude he was swatting was the one that died. It was just...
I thought it was like a neighbor who died.
Nah, it was that dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was a story to where the cops went to another house.
Nah, they went to the right house and they got the right guy. It's just they shot him.
I know. And that's crazy, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else have I played, because there was a lot of games that I've been playing. It's just, as of right now. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up where I left off. As of right now, I'm playing a game on Steam. It's called The Isle. It's like this dinosaur game that's an online MMO. They got different modes that you can select. Why the hell did I put my headphones back in? You can pick up, so you can, depending on what mode you play, you can either do a progression server or you can do a sandbox server. Progression server, you have to pick a lesser dinosaur and you have to work your way up to one of the larger dinosaurs. And that works like, you start off as a small dinosaur, so if you pick like a carnivore, you might start off as a velociraptor or something smaller like that. And then you would work your way up and you would have to get progression points. In order to get progression points, you get like 1 point every minute that you survive.
Yeah.
So you get so many points and you can buy your way to a bigger, more powerful dinosaur. So you might be able to upgrade to like an Allosaurus. And then you might be able to upgrade to a Tyrannosaurus. And in order to get to there, you just have to survive. So you have to eat, you have to drink water, and you have to try to make sure you're not the meal of some other dinosaur. It gets tough.
I mean, I get it. Doesn't sound fun to me because I would rather be a human.
The game is adding human elements. So they will have humans at some point. It's just, it seems weird to me that you wouldn't want to be a dinosaur at all.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't want to play as a dinosaur. I don't like animal simulators.
You wouldn't want to, like, think of it this way. You wouldn't want to be the monster in a, like, if there was a game. Like, for instance, I was talking about Friday the 13th. You wouldn't want to play as Jason?
That's different. Jason's a human.
Yeah, but he kind of has the same thing. Like, it ain't like Jason's going to have crafting abilities and be able to, like, create new weapons.
Sweet. Yes, you would. Yes, they. Hold up.
Jason walks around with a machete.
He would be able to craft new weapons. He does the shit all the time, all throughout the movie.
No, he doesn't.
Jason crafts weapons.
No, he doesn't. He picks up whatever's nearby. But I'm talking about a game like Jason is going to have a machete. That's it.
He could pick up anything. He could pick up a steak.
See, to me, it would be like, don't get me wrong, if you're just in the open field and the human has a gun and you're just like running towards them, then yeah, I can see how that wouldn't be fun. Yeah. But with this game, you know, they got the maps, they got tall grass everywhere. You mean to tell me you wouldn't want to play as like a raptor? And not to mention it's an online game, so you can have other people with you.
I would want to play as a raptor.
Have a big group of raptors ambushing people in tall grass, like, and the person playing don't see you, like, they don't see you come, they just hear you.
I would like that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But that would have to happen, though. Like you said, to me, it's like, I don't know. I guess it would be fun to play as a dinosaur. As long as you're in a group, you could kill other dinosaurs. I mean, but that's all I would do. Is
as
just
a bigger dinosaur, it's still fun. Like being a T-Rex and going through and, like, seeing the smaller dinosaurs run from you because they don't know what the hell you might do. I mean, the T-Rex is a lot bigger and stuff like that, but it's also slower. So you'll have situations where, as a T-Rex, you might end up starving simply because the prey around you is too fast for you to catch. Like, I've had situations where I've starved simply because my big ass can't catch anything. Only way you're gonna get something is by ambushing it.
Yeah. But what's the biggest dinosaur ever?
The biggest dinosaur, I believe.
I mean, the biggest carnivore ever.
The biggest carnivore? I don't know, because it depends on what you're asking for. Because I think that there's some, like, big sea animals that are really big, like Mosasaurus, for example. Even though it's not a dinosaur, but it's a carnivore, so if that technically counts.
I mean, this is all I'm saying.
But if you want to talk about, like...
Everybody's going to want to be a T-Rex or something bigger than a T-Rex.
Well, everything has... On that game, everything has their pros and cons. Like, there are two elements in fighting on that game that you can take advantage of. There's bleed and there's bone breaking. So, certain dinosaurs may excel at one thing, certain dinosaurs may excel at one, and other ones may be the jack of all trades. So, they won't be great in one particular thing, but they'll be able to do both. So, like, the Spinosaurus on that game is a tank. So, it heals fast, and it has a lot of health. The T-Rex is a jack of all trades. So, when it bites you, it has a high chance that it can break your leg or something, but it also has some decent blood. So blood is kind of like poison, where you lose health over time, and the more bleed you have, the faster your health goes down. And bone break just makes your character slow and makes it so that you can't do certain things like turn around fast. So if you're fighting something and they break your leg, now you're at a huge disadvantage because it can circle around you and things like that, and you can't really spin around fast enough. And then, like, they got dinosaurs like Giganotosaurus, which is like a bigger T-Rex, but with a weaker bite. It has high bleed. So the bleed is going to add up more over time with that dinosaur.
Yeah. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like
so
I said,
game you're looking forward to playing or whatever.
I would still just rather be a human. But The World Ends With You is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and that shit I might buy a Nintendo Switch for that.
All for that game.
Listen, it's one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, I didn't play that game, but I remember you talking about it like a lot when you had it on your Game Boy.
3DS.
You know what I meant.
I said Game Boy. It's kind of like when I said I played a
3DS
Nintendo.
is an extension of Game Boy.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
You said Wii, and you were talking about
a Switch.
The Switch.
Same shit. It's the same thing. But yeah, you
Not
definitely
really.
need to play this game though.
It depends, because it's one of those swiping games, and I'm not really into swiping games.
But it's the story and the music, Devon. Don't forget about the gameplay. It's the story and the music.
I look at a handheld game, and I don't really think gameplay too much.
The story and the music. It's coming out this year too.
Yeah. What else was coming out this year? They had the City of Final Fantasy, which was great on PSP, and I'm probably going to picking that up. They have a beta out for it. I might do a gameplay video of that.
On the City of Final Fantasy?
Yeah. They got Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and they have the new UFC 3 game coming out.
Dragon
Ball
Ball
game too.
Fighter Z.
I might play that also.
They also have those zombie games that come out this year. The Last of Us 2 comes out this year.
Does it come out this year?
I don't know. That's why we have Google.
Yeah.
But
But if it does come out this year, then yeah, we might end up picking that up too. Do they actually have a release date? I don't know if it might actually have a release date.
You know what? They might not have a release date. I might have just made that up. But still, it seems like it should come out this year.
Yeah, I don't know if it has an actual release date. Well, it says it's planned for launch in 2019, so it's not this year.
Oh,
But I do know they
sucks.
have a lot of games that are planned to come out this year that are going to be good. It's just off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything.
Days
further
Gone.
down.
Days Gone. Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes, that game looks like it's going to be amazing. I need to play the first one. I never played the first Red Dead Redemption. And a lot of people, before Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, a lot of people were saying up and down that Red Dead Redemption was the best Rockstar game that ever came out.
Yeah. I don't really understand, though, what it's about.
It's just Grand Theft Auto, but in, the late 1800s.
Yeah.
Wild West. Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider.
Well, he went there.
You don't
he
want
went there.
nada.
He's continuing, too.
None of this.
Brother, running this.
Buffalo Soldier.
Look, it's like
Whoops, that's what I told you.
Why do I know that? Okay, in God of War.
Because everybody was brainwashed by that in the late 90s when we were just simple people that were attracted to, fast food ads and stuff like that.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is not coming out in 2018.
Guess what?
We can go ahead and kill that noise right now.
Nope. It's coming out this...
It's not.
It's coming out this year.
Until I see a developer say that, which the only time I've seen a developer say anything, they said it's not coming out anytime soon.
It's coming out this year. Days Gone comes out.
Okay, Days Gone may have been further in development than Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't know what State of Decay is.
State of Decay is a decent game. I played the first one. I still got it actually. It's like DayZ without the online element.
Daisy.
DayZ.
Oh, Daisy.
It's like that, but it's not online. You're just in a zombie apocalypse, and you have computer characters that are your teammates and stuff like that, and you just have to survive. So you have to collect stuff and try to build onto your stronghold and try to make sure that they can't get in and things like that.
Isn't it crazy that The Last of Us came out on PS3?
Last of Us came out. Yeah, it
came out on PS3 and it's considered one of the greatest games. The replay value was crazy.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of Super Nintendo games that came out that are the greatest games of all time.
Bro, fuck Super Nintendo. God of War comes out this year too. God of War.
Bro, you're gonna stop pissing on my Super Nintendo.
You're right. You're 100% right. God of War.
Yes, God of War also looks like a great game. That doesn't make Super Nintendo any less a great system.
All right.
Yeah.
So we covered 2017. We got a little bit of 2018.
Yeah, we got a lot more to talk about, so we might have a few more episodes. That's really all the time we have right now. We have talked way more than we intended to. This was only planning on being an hour-long podcast, but we talked so long about Star Wars that we just had to add another hour to put more stuff into it.
Correct.
Next time, maybe it'll be more streamlined. But we just wanted to get something together for you guys. And, next time we'll actually plan what we want to talk about so that we would be able to throw more into it. But anyway, that's been this podcast, which doesn't even have a name right now. So if you're listening to this, this could be either just a one-off thing or it could be a hidden Easter egg for the best thing that possibly happened. People be like, oh, well, you remember when the King Draco and Devon Da Vinci show didn't even have a name? Yeah, I remember that. I was one of the first people to listen to it. I remember when that happened. You could be one of the special ones.
You could be. Because we don't know what the name of this shit.
So I'm going to go ahead.
It is about everything. Remember that.
So let's see how much of a fan base we actually have. So I'm going to give out a number, and on the 50th episode, if we have a 50th episode, I want to see people give me that number, and if you do, you'll win something special. So the number is 15382. And if you remember that number, then you'll get something special if we ever do a 50th episode.
15382. Wow.
Yes, I want to see just how deep the fan base goes. So if somebody messes that number or something, then we'll give them something special. Don't expect much. Maybe a gift card or something.
It'll be long and hard.
The first person I see, that's it. The first person I see that sends that message, we'll give you something. And it could be something good. It could be a game or anything. You never know. If we get to 50 episodes with this, then goddamn it, I should have some money in my pocket to be able to get you something. Anyway, that's been our podcast, and we will see you guys in the next episode, possibly. This has been Devon Da Vinci. You want to give a sign off?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give a sign off. I'm still King Draco.
This has been the podcast show. Do 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 do.
We need music.
Do do do.
We need a song.
We'll find something.
I have it. Okay,
well, anyway, that's been this podcast. Peace!